Hi everyone, Gianni DePocia here with you for TheoTrade. Today is Tuesday, the 10th of December, 2024, and we're seeing markets kind of spin their wheels near all-time highs here. We've seen the Dow be in a little bit of a correction over the last few days, and so I would interpret this tape as stocks catching their breath. And I think that we need to take an opportunity to do the same thing as well, because once the market catches his breath, I think we're going to be ready for the next leg higher in this bull market. But, seeing some good things, seeing some bad things in the tape. It's not the same type of euphoric environment that we were in post-election. Some cyclical factors point to, a period of choppiness here, and I would actually welcome that with open arms. There's definitely things that are still moving in this market. The big news that we had over the last 24 hours when it comes to technology has to do with Google. You see that the NASDAQ is down here a little bit more than the S&P and the Dow has been coming down the last few days. But I want to take a moment to look at Google. It's up over 5% on the day after reports of their Willow chip came out and basically said that there's been a big advancement in quantum computing. So this is a pretty remarkable transformation that we've seen. Even though the technology is still in its infancy, still has some room for development, I think if you start to combine quantum computing with artificial intelligence, you start to paint a more clear picture of the future. Granted, nobody knows what the future is going to be, but we know that there are tools and technologies that will make up that future. So Google gapping up, taking out this high from the 12th of November. This creates a higher high after the higher low. And so we're in this full-blown bull trend back again in Google. And it's not just in Google that we're seeing this type of strength. You have Apple hitting a new all-time high here. I'm seeing some rhetoric circulate online about how a flash crash could be imminent. And I just sit here and look at some of these magnificent seven names that have a disproportionate impact on how the indexes behave. And I have a tough time envisioning that scenario panning out. That being said, I'm not here to argue with anyone on how they position in the markets. And it's not just stocks that I'm seeing this. When you look at bonds, liquidity conditions have been improving as well. But it's not just Apple hitting new all-time highs. We had Amazon hit a new all-time high yesterday, seeing a little bit of selling right now. Netflix fresh off an all-time high a couple days ago. So it really is, I think, a testament to the saying in markets that a bull market climbs a wall of worry. There's always going to be something to worry about. There were some big geopolitical developments over the weekend, the Syrian government falling, and markets kind of just sail through that. You've seen precious metals do pretty well. We'll look at that in just a moment, but take a look at Tesla, are back up the truck trade on this, hitting new multi-year highs, almost at a new all-time high here, a couple bucks away, but close to hitting our first upside target at 414, have another target at 460. So yet again, another example of a big tech name hitting new highs. And, we had commented on how there were many other smaller tech names that have broken out and begun new bull markets. My one concern I have is still in the semiconductor space. You take a look at what's happening in chips, another potential lower high. This is a problem. If we do take out that low from a couple weeks back, any low that follows, I think that needs to be the low. Otherwise, it could be foreshadowing some weakness. So here I am, talking about the bullish characteristics of this market. It's not 100% in the clear. That being said, I'd say 9 out of 10 boxes are looking good. You take a look at NVIDIA, it is hanging out on technical support here. And remember when resistance breaks, it becomes support. So the zone that we're testing now was formerly resistance. And as long as this holds, I think we have to give it some time to work out this correction through time instead of price. That happens from time to time as well. Taiwan Semiconductor seeing a bit of selling as well. And, obviously there's some China probes taking place with NVIDIA here. We'll see if they can get through that. But we did see a nice pop in the Chinese market yesterday, giving some of that back so far. Kifu Technology has been one of the top performing names in the Chinese market, and I'm definitely interested in what's been going on in BYD, kind of like a Tesla for China. And I think that if we do start to see the Chinese market start moving again, that this will be a stock that emerges as a leader from the pack. Keep in mind now, we're just over a week away from the Fed's next rate cut. Looks like we're going to get a 25 basis point, a 0.25% rate cut. In theory, that should add to liquidity. And then tomorrow we do have important inflation data. So let's actually jump over to the bond market. You have seen a couple of days worth of selling after a nice rally in bonds. You are seeing longer term bonds lead the sell off lower. But if you zoom in here, we have seen a little bit of a rally come in over the last couple of hours. And I still like the idea of interest rates falling into next year, bonds rallying into next year, coupled with a breakdown in energy prices. So this is a setup that we discussed with members at TheoTrade. We've been long bonds. We did recently add some short-oriented positions in the energy market through some leveraged ETFs as well as the oil futures market. So we'll see if those materialize. We did go out a little bit in terms of time because looking for that breakdown to happen, not necessarily imminently, but over the next few weeks. So we'll see how that looks. But I mentioned precious metals earlier. You're seeing a nice rally here. Gold confirming a longer term higher low. This reinforces the trend. Silver had a really nice start to the week yesterday. We're still holding on to those gains. And, when you zoom out here, I wouldn't be surprised to see silver rally back to its former all-time highs sometime next year. And when it comes to gold, I wouldn't be surprised to see gold hit 3,300. So interesting, a lot of this strength that we've seen in metals has corresponded or coincided with a rebound in the dollar. The dollar's up against the Japanese yen again, up against the euro. That's why the euro dollar exchange rate is lower. So money flowing into US markets. Everyone wants a piece of the action. I think, like I said, stocks are catching their breath. We should catch ours as well and get ready for the next leg higher. Remember that when you have a correction, it doesn't have to always be through price. It can be through time as well. And when we look at Bitcoin here, I'm happy to see that the rally actually paused. It was rallying too much, too fast. Anytime a market rallies too much, too fast, you open the door for a sharp downswing lower. And so I'm okay with seeing this happen here. You take a look at Ethereum. I think this is a gift right now in Ethereum. I think dips need to be bought aggressively. I'm looking at Ethereum being anywhere between 30 to 50% undervalued conservatively. And I think we're going to see Ethereum emerge as the big leader in the crypto space amongst the established coins, and then we'll come into an alt season in 2025. But you have seen some resiliency in names like MicroStrategy, Coinbase, Core Scientific. They're up off the lows of the day. And I also do want to, kind of run through a couple of these quantum computing names that have been doing very well. Quantum Computing Inc., IonQ. You can see these stocks have been on absolute tears. Rigetti Computing, another one that has been doing very well. So, we're going to keep an eye on what's happening in that space. Obviously, a lot of buzz circulating now because of what happened with Google and Willow yesterday. I'm sure at some point that'll wear off. But at the end of the day, guys, as we look at this tape right now, there was a lot of support underneath this market. So if we go sideways for a couple of weeks, have your gunpowder dry, have it ready, because we have to deploy it going into an even more bullish, seasonally bullish time of the year in the Santa Claus rally that begins the day after Christmas. So that's all that I had to share with you today. If you haven't seen already, guys, Don Kaufman and I will be launching a $1 million trading challenge tomorrow here at TheoTrade at 1 p.m. Eastern. So you definitely want to check that out. Visit www.theotrade.com and let us know if you have any questions. But that's an exciting new project that we are launching here at TheoTrade, and all the details, all of our goals, plans, and objectives will be released tomorrow. So check it out. Hope to see you in the chat room. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching.